I'm standing in the kitchen doorway when I hear it. My granddaughter's voice carries from the living room, light and careless. He's so bitter. No wonder Grandma left him. My daughter laughs, adding, he always played the victim. I see her phone screen, a group chat with all three of my kids. They've been saying these things for months. The coffee mug slips from my hand and shatters on the tile floor. The room goes silent. They turn and see me standing there, blood dripping from my palm where a shard cut me. Nobody moves. In that moment, something breaks inside me that won't ever be put back together. Not the way it was. My chest tightens and my vision blurs, but I don't cry. I just stand there, watching them watch me. My granddaughter's face goes pale. My daughter tries to speak, but I turn away. I walk to the garage and sit in the dark, breathing slow and steady. That's when I decide. I'm done being their punching bag. Before we continue, I would like to know where you're watching from in the comment section. Also hit the subscribe button and share this video, as this will help this video to travel far, so others can learn also. Let me tell you who I am, because clearly they forgot. My name is Frank Mitchell. I'm 72 years old. I raised 3 kids by myself after their mother walked out on us. I worked 2 jobs to keep a roof over their heads and food on the table. I paid for their college, their weddings, their first cars. I showed up to every recital, every game, every graduation. And somehow, in their version of history, I became the bad guy. I became bitter. I became the man who drove their mother away. But that's not what happened. Not even close. The truth is buried under years of her lies and their selective memory. When my ex-wife left, I was 51 years old. She didn't leave because I was cruel or cold. She left because she met someone with more money and fewer responsibilities. She walked out without looking back. And I picked up every piece she left behind. I held my kids while they cried. I never once said a bad word about her. I let them love her, even when she didn't deserve it. The worst part isn't the insult. It's the belief behind it. My kids genuinely think I'm the problem. Over the years, their mother rewrote the story. She told them I was controlling, that I never appreciated her, that she had no choice but to leave. And they believed her. They believed her because it was easier than admitting she abandoned them. So they made me the villain. I swallowed it for years. I nodded when they made little comments. I stayed quiet when they defended her. I told myself it didn't matter as long as I had them in my life. But it does matter, because now my granddaughter thinks I'm bitter. Now, my own daughter mocks me in group chats. They don't see a man who sacrificed everything. They see a burden, a relic, someone to tolerate until I'm gone. I sit in the garage, staring at the oil stain on the concrete floor, and I realize something. I don't owe them my silence anymore. I don't owe them anything. I go to my office and open the bottom desk drawer. Inside is a silver letter opener, engraved on the handle. I pull it out and run my thumb over the words. To Frank, who always sacrifices. My ex-wife gave it to me on our 15th anniversary, 2 years before she left. I never threw it away. I kept it as a reminder of what I gave and what I lost. Now I look at it and feel nothing. I put it in a small wooden box along with a few old photos of us as a family. I seal the box with tape and write for evidence on the lid. Then I open my laptop and pull up my will. I stare at the names listed as beneficiaries. My 3 children, equal shares. I highlight all 3 names. I delete them. My hands don't shake. My heart doesn't race. I feel calm, clear-headed. I save the document and close the laptop. That night, I sleep better than I have in years. I decide to test them. I leave my Rolex on the kitchen counter, the one I got when I retired from the factory. It's worth about $12,000. I leave it sitting there in plain sight next to the fruit bowl. The next morning, it's gone. I wait 2 days before I say anything. Then I ask my son casually, "Have you seen my watch?" I swear I left it on the counter. He doesn't even blink. "Maybe you put it somewhere and forgot, Dad. You've been pretty forgetful lately." I nod slowly, like I'm considering it. But I know the truth. He took it. He thinks I'm too senile to notice. I'll let him keep it. For now. Because I'm not confronting him. I'm documenting everything. Every lie. Every theft. Every moment of disrespect. When the time comes, they'll see it all. And they won't be able to deny a single word. A week passes. I keep to myself, mostly. Then one afternoon, there's a knock on my door. It's my neighbor's daughter, Emma. She's 17, polite, always smiling. Hi, Mr. Mitchell. My mom wanted me to drop off some soup. She said you've been looking tired. I thank her and invite her in. She helps me put away groceries I bought earlier, chatting about school and her plans to study journalism. She reminds me of my own kids at that age, before they turned into strangers, before they learned to look at me like I was a problem to solve. As she's leaving, I stop her. Wait here. I go to the office and pull out an old typewriter I used to write stories on when I was younger. I hand it to her. For your writing. I don't use it anymore. Her eyes light up. Are you sure? I nod. I'm sure. She hugs me. It's the first time in months anyone has touched me with kindness. I close the door and cry. My daughter calls on a Thursday. Dad, can you pick up Lila from school today? I have a meeting that ran late. Lila is my granddaughter, the one who called me bitter. I want to say no. I want to tell her I'm done being convenient. But I say yes, because I'm not cruel like them. I pick Lila up at 3:15. She gets in the car without saying thank you. She's glued to her phone the entire ride. I try to make conversation. How was school? She shrugs. Fine. That's it. No eye contact. No interest. I drop her off at home and watch her walk inside without looking back. I sit in the driveway for a long time, hands gripping the steering wheel. This will be the last favor I do for them. I'm sure of it now. They don't love me. They use me, and I'm done being used. That night, during dinner, I fake chest pain. I clutch my chest and wince, leaning back in my chair. My son is at the table with me, scrolling on his phone. He barely looks up. You okay, Dad? I don't answer right away. I let the silence stretch. Finally, Lila asks, should we call someone? My son waves her off. He's fine. He's always dramatic. I stop pretending and sit up straight. He doesn't even notice. He just keeps scrolling. Later, in my room, I write it all down in a notebook. The date, the time, his exact words. I won't forget this. I won't forget any of it. When they read my final letter, they'll see every moment I recorded. Every moment they thought I was too old or too stupid to notice. They'll see it all, and they'll have no one to blame but themselves. Emma's mother, Carol, invites me for Sunday dinner. I hesitate at first. I don't want to impose, but she insists. You've been so kind to Emma. Please come. So I go. The house smells like roasted chicken and fresh bread. Emma sets the table while her younger brother talks about soccer practice. Carol's husband, Tom, shakes my hand and thanks me for the typewriter. We sit down to eat, and for the first time in years, I feel like I belong somewhere. We laugh. We talk about books, travel, old movies. Nobody checks their phone. Nobody makes me feel like a burden. On the drive home, I cry again. But this time, it's not from sadness. It's relief. Relief that kindness still exists. That I'm not invisible. That I'm still worth something to someone. I decide right then that this family deserves more than mine ever did. The next morning, I call my insurance agent. I tell him I want to change the beneficiaries on my life insurance policy. He asks if I'm sure. I say yes. I remove my 3 children. I add Carol, Tom, and Emma instead. The agent is quiet for a moment, then says, okay, Mr. Mitchell, I'll process the paperwork. I hang up and feel a strange sense of peace. My kids don't know yet. They still think everything will come to them when I die. They think they can treat me however they want because I'll always forgive them. They're wrong. I'm not interested in revenge. I'm interested in justice. And justice means giving my resources to people who actually care. People who see me as more than a wallet or a babysitter. People who treated me like a human being when my own blood couldn't be bothered. My son calls 2 weeks later. Hey, Dad, I need to talk to you about something. I already know what's coming. He wants money. I'm trying to put together a down payment, he says. It's for Lila's college fund. I just need a little help. I stay quiet. He keeps talking. I know I still owe you from last time, but this is different. This is for her future. I close my eyes. Last time was 4 years ago. He borrowed $15,000 for a business venture that never happened. He never paid me back. Never even apologized. And now he wants more. I'll think about it, I say. He sounds relieved. Thanks, Dad. I knew I could count on you. I hang up. I'm not giving him a dime. Not anymore. He can count on someone else. I look at myself in the bathroom mirror. My hair is white. My face is lined with age. But I don't look bitter. I look tired. Tired of being rewritten. Tired of being the villain in a story I didn't write. My ex-wife painted me as cold and controlling. My kids believed her, and now I'm paying the price for her lies. But I'm not bitter. I'm awake. For the first time in decades, I see things clearly. I see that love isn't supposed to hurt this much. I see that family isn't just blood, it's respect, kindness, loyalty. Things my children stopped showing me years ago. So no, I'm not bitter. I'm done. And that's not the same thing. I stop answering their calls. I don't respond to texts. When my daughter asks me to watch Lila again, I say I'm busy. She sounds shocked. Busy with what? I don't explain. I just say I can't. A week later, Lila has a school play. I don't go. My daughter sends me a passive-aggressive text. Lila was really hoping you'd come. She's disappointed. I don't reply. Let them talk. Let them call me cold, distant, selfish. Let them spin their narrative. I'm giving them rope, and they're wrapping it around their own necks. Because one day, the truth will come out. And when it does, everyone will see who the real villain was. I install a camera in the living room. A small one, hidden on a bookshelf. It records everything. A week later, I review the footage. My son is in my office, rifling through my desk drawers. He's looking for something. Maybe cash. Maybe documents. I don't know. But he's searching. When I come home, he's sitting on the couch like nothing happened. Hey, Dad. Just stopped by to check on you. I nod. That's nice of you. He smiles. I smile back. But I know what he did. And I have it on video. I save the file. I back it up. One day, when they try to twist the story again, I'll have proof. Proof that I wasn't paranoid. Proof that I wasn't imagining things. Proof that they were exactly who I thought they were. I rewrite my will again. This time, I don't just remove their names. I attach a letter. A long one. I detail every betrayal, every lie, every moment of disrespect. I explain why each child is being excluded. I list the loans I gave that were never repaid. I describe the times I was ignored, mocked, dismissed. I include dates, times, specific conversations. I want the lawyer to read it aloud when I'm gone. I want my kids to sit there and listen to every word. I want them to understand that this wasn't a rash decision. This was the result of years of neglect. And it was their choice, not mine. Thanksgiving comes. I wait for an invitation. None arrives. Instead, I see photos on social media. My kids and grandkids are at cabin, smiling, laughing, toasting with wine. I zoom in on the photo. They're using the silverware I bought them. The same set I gave my daughter for her wedding. I stare at the screen for a long time. Then I laugh. It's a hollow, bitter sound, but it's a laugh. They didn't even think to hide it. They don't care. And that's fine, because neither do I. Not anymore. I book a full physical. My doctor runs every test imaginable. Blood work, EKG, stress test, the works. A week later, he calls with the results. Frank, you're in excellent health. Whatever you're doing, keep it up. I smile. I'm 72, and I'm healthier than most 50-year-olds. I decide right then that I'm going to live a long, long time. Long enough to outlast the story they told about me. Long enough to prove them wrong. Long enough to watch them realize what they lost. I'm not dying anytime soon. And that might be the best revenge of all. One afternoon, there's a knock on my door. I open it and freeze. It's my ex-wife. She's older now, her hair dyed blonde, her smile tight. Frank, can I come in? I don't move. What do you want? She sighs. The kids are worried about you. They said you've been acting strange. I just want to check on you. I almost laugh. She left me 20 years ago, and now she's checking on me. I go to my office and grab a sealed envelope. I hand it to her. Here, this is for you. She opens it. Inside is a copy of my new will. Her face goes pale. She stares at the paper, then at me. Frank, what is this? I don't answer. I just close the door. She stands on the porch for a moment, then leaves. I watch her drive away and feel nothing. A few days later, Lila shows up alone. She knocks softly. When I open the door, she looks nervous. Can I come in, Grandpa? I let her. She sits on the couch, fidgeting with her hands. I'm sorry, she says quietly. For what I said. I didn't mean it. I study her face. She looks genuinely upset. Maybe she does regret it. Or maybe she just regrets getting caught. I sit down beside her. Why did you say it? She bites her lip. I don't know. Mom and Aunt Kelly were saying stuff, and I just went along with it. I nod. Do you think I'm bitter? She shakes her head quickly. No, I think you're sad. That's the most honest thing anyone in my family has said to me in years. I hug her. She cries. And for a moment, I remember why I love being a grandfather. But I also know this doesn't change anything. Words are easy. Actions are what matter. And her actions, like everyone else's, spoke volumes. I spend the next week going through every account, every asset, every document. I organize everything. I make sure there's no confusion, no loopholes. I create 3 sealed letters. One for my lawyer, one for Carol, Tom, and Emma, and one final letter for my children. I don't tell anyone what's in them, but I know. And when the time comes, so will they. I do something strange. I write my own obituary. I sit at my desk, staring at the blank page, and I write exactly what I want people to know. I thank Carol, Tom, and Emma for showing me kindness in my final years. I mention my career, my hobbies, my love of old westerns. I leave out my children entirely. Not a single mention. I print 3 copies and take them to the funeral home. The director looks uncomfortable. Are you sure about this, Mr. Mitchell? I nod. I'm sure. Let them see what it feels like to be erased. Let them know what it's like to be invisible. Emma graduates high school. Carol invites me to the ceremony. I sit in the audience, clapping as Emma walks across the stage. Afterward, I hand her an envelope. Inside are the keys to my old truck. She stares at them, confused. Mr. Mitchell, I can't. I stop her. You can, and you will. You've been kinder to me in 6 months than my own family has been in 20 years. Carol starts crying. Tom shakes my hand, speechless. Emma hugs me tight. Thank you, she whispers. I smile. That's exactly why I did it. Because they didn't expect anything. They didn't demand anything. They just loved me. And that made all the difference. I do something bold. I'm still alive, but I ask my lawyer to conduct a mock reading of my will. I tell him to call my children and tell them I've passed away. I listen from the next room as he reads the letters. My daughter sobs. My oldest son storms out. My youngest just sits there in stunned silence. The lawyer reads every word I wrote, every betrayal, every lie, every moment of disrespect. And I hear it all. I don't feel guilty. I don't feel sad. I feel free. Because for once, they're hearing the truth. And they can't rewrite it. My daughter tries to reach me after the reading. She calls, texts, even shows up at my house. I don't answer. She wants to talk, to explain, to make excuses. But I don't owe her that. Closure isn't something I have to give. It's something I've already taken for myself. Piece by piece. Every time they showed me who they really were, I took back a piece of my peace. And now I'm whole again. Not because they changed, but because I stopped waiting for them to. I'm sitting on my porch now, a dog at my feet, coffee in my hand. Across the street, Emma waves as she leaves for college. Carol and Tom are working in their garden, laughing. I wave back. I'm not bitter. I'm better. Because I finally stopped begging people to love me who only knew how to use me. My kids will inherit nothing from me. Not my money, not my property, not even my good name. But Carol, Tom, and Emma, they'll inherit everything. Not because they asked for it, but because they earned it. They showed me that kindness still exists, that I still matter. And sometimes, peace doesn't come from fixing broken things. It comes from walking away. So that's what I did. I walked away, and I've never felt lighter.